Hi Year 5! Thank you for joining me for today's maths lesson. It's Friday, we've made it to the end of the week. I'd like to start by saying a big congratulations and well done to all of you. As the Year 5 teachers, we are really proud of everything you've put into this week. We've been really impressed by the work that we've been sent in to the Year 5 email address, as it really does show your hard work and determination. Some of the things in maths this week have been quite tricky, so I'm really pleased to see that you've been persevering with your workings out. I've also heard to those children who are in school at the moment that you've also been working really hard, so well done to every single one of you. I'm very proud of you, and let's keep that hard work going. Okay, so before we get started, as always, can you please make sure you've got yourself a pencil and a piece of paper? Shall we take a look at the TT Rockstars leaderboard? Okay, let's go and see who's on there today. Today's TT Rockstar leaderboard is for Studio Speed. Well done to Joshua, Dion Lee and Harley in 5T, Jaden, Tommy and Joshua in 5W, Oliver, Alex and Aishnavi in 5P, and Matty, Finley and Alfie in 5E. I'm awarding you each a dojo point for aspiration as your studio speeds were phenomenal. Well done everyone. And for the Maths Shed leaderboard today, we're looking at the highest score. Well done to Kelvin, Alfie and Elliot in 5T, Bryn, William and Joshua in 5W, Josh, Alex and Erin in 5P, and Lucy, Lincoln and Esther in 5E. I'm awarding you each a dojo point for aspiration as your scores were out of this world. Well done everyone. Today I've also set you up a festival session on TT Rockstars. This is running from Friday the 15th of January until Monday the 18th of January at 3 p.m. Good luck everyone. I'll be checking the leaderboard and we'll see who features on there next week. So here's your starter task for today, Year 5. There are 4 questions on the screen. Some of these questions we'll have done either on the online videos or we'll have done them at school last term. Pause the video and give them a go. Remember to join me back here afterwards for the answers. Okay, how'd you get on? Let's go through the answers. So the first question is, what is 253 times by 3? Now you could have worked that out either in a ladder method or in the short written method, and hopefully you've got the answer 759. Okay, question 2. Work out the area of the rectangle. Now remember, to work out area, we do the length times the width. So we've got to do 4 times 5, or 5 times 4. And then, when we work out area, this is in centimetres, that's our units. So we have to put centimetres squared. So the answer is 20 centimetres squared, because 4 times 5 is 20. Okay, question 3. What is 10 squared? That means 10 times 10. What answer did you get? Correct, it's 100, well done. And then finally, question 4. What is 100 more than 9,308? Absolutely right, 9,408. Apologies that you can't see that very clearly on the screen. Okay, so for today's lesson, we are multiplying a 4-digit number by a 1-digit number. It's very similar to yesterday's lesson. However, the only difference is that we're doing it in a short written method rather than in the ladder method. Before we get started, I'd like to give a big shout out to some children who have sent their work into the Year 5 email address. Alfie in 5T and Danny Joe in 5E, we were really impressed with your mathematical workings out and how clearly you presented your work. Lily B in 5W and Archie L in 5P, also a massive congratulations to both of you too, as we are really impressed with your calculations. I've awarded you each dojo point for aspiration, as I can see just how hard you had worked. You should be very proud of yourselves. Here I have a 4-digit by a 1-digit multiplication question. The question is 3,245 multiplied by 6. How might I solve it using the short written method? Now, if I think back to Wednesday's lesson, we had a look at this with a 3-digit number instead of a 4-digit number. Pause the video now and have a think about what that might look like. Perhaps you'd even like to give it a go yourself and see if you can figure out the answer. How did you get on? Did you manage to figure it out? Shall we take a look at what it looks like? Okay. As you can see here, I've got this question laid out in the short written method. 3,245 multiplied by 6, and I've managed to get the answer 19,470. As you can see, I haven't got any calculations in brackets at the side, and it isn't an expanded method where I can see all the workings out and then add them together at the end. Instead, what I've done is worked each part out individually and carried if I'd needed to. So 5 times 6 is 30. My 0 goes here because that's the 1s in 30, and my 3 gets carried to the 10s. Then I've worked out 4 times 6, which is 24, added the 3 and that makes 27, and so on until I found the rest of my answer. Let's give it a go. Come and watch me do short multiplication. Okay then, Year 5. For the first question, it's my turn. We have the question 3,245 multiplied by 3. I'm going to work this out using the short written method. We looked at this on Wednesday, but with a 3-digit number rather than a 4-digit number. Okay, so the first part of my step of success is to set it out in columns. The second part of my step of success, you're right, is to multiply the single digit by the ones. So I've got to do 3 times 5. 3 times 5, I know, is 15. I'm going to put the 5 here and carry the 1 because the 5 is in the ones and the 1 is actually a 10. The next step I've got to do in my step of success is to multiply the single digit by the tens. So I've got to do 3 times by 4. Really that's 3 times 40, but I'm going to think of it 3 times 4 to help me with the answer for here. So 3 times 4 is 12, add the 1 makes 13. So my 3 is going to go here and I'm going to carry the 1 over to my hundreds column. The next part of my step of success is to multiply the single digit by the hundreds. So I've got to do 3 times 2. Remember again, that's 3 times 200, but I'm going to do 3 times 2 today to help me. 3 times 2 I know is 6. Add the 1 makes 7. I haven't got to carry anything this time, as my answer is not greater than 10. Okay, next part of my step of success. To multiply the single digit by the thousands. So 3 times 3. Really, it's 3 times 3,000. I'm going to do 3 times 3, like I've already mentioned, to help me out today. 3 times 3, I know, is 9. The answer to 3,245 multiplied by 3 is 9,735. Top tip. Remember to carry and then add the carry. Next, it's our turn. I'd like to have a go with me at this question on the board here. 3,468 multiplied by 4. I'll give you a moment just to copy that down. Make sure you set it out into your columns and you space it out so you can see your place value clearly. Okay, let's get started. So the first thing I've got to do is multiply the single digit by the ones. I've got to do 4 multiplied by 8. I know that 4 times 8 is 32. So I'm going to place the 2 here and carry the 3. What have I got to do next, Year 5? That's absolutely right. I've got to do 4 times 6. I'm multiplying the single digit by the tens. 4 times 6, I know, is 24. However, I've got a 3 to add on here, making that 27. Okay, the next step is to do the single digit multiplied by the hundreds. That means I've got to do 4 multiplied by 4. 4 times 4, I know, is 16. But I've got this 2 down here. Do I need to add that on? Absolutely right, I do. That makes the answer 18. The next step I've got to do, and the final step in our step of success, is to multiply the single digit by the thousands. So what's that going to be, Year 5? Absolutely right, 4 times 3,000. But let's do 4 times 3 to help us out. 4 times 3 I know is 12. Don't forget to add the 1, the carry. 4 times 3 is 12, add the 1 makes 13. There's nothing in my 10,000, so I'm going to place the 1 here. That means the answer to 3,468 multiplied by 4 is 13,872. Well done if you got the same answer. Now it's your turn. Can you have a go at this question, Year 5? 4,736 multiplied by 5. Pause the video now, but remember to join me back here afterwards for the answer. Welcome back. How'd you get on? The answer to 4,736 multiplied by 5 is 23,680. Congratulations if you got the same answer as well. Here are your chili challenges for today, Year 5. Chili 1. Can you calculate the answer to these 4 questions using the short written method? For the second part of your activity, Liam has answered these questions. Identify whether he's answered them correctly or incorrectly. Can you prove it? What I'd like to do is have a go at working out the question yourself and see if you get the same answer as Liam. If you don't get the same answer as Liam, he will have made a mistake. That means that you might be able to figure out where he's gone wrong and what mistake he made. Here's Chili 2. Are these questions correct or incorrect? Can you prove it by calculating them for yourself? George believes the answer to this calculation is 7,642. Debs believes that this answer is 6,693. And finally, here at the bottom for question 1C, you've got a word problem. Over here is question 2. Liam has worked out the answer to 1,432 multiplied by 4. Here is his answer. Can you explain what Liam has done wrong? Okay, Chili 3, can you come and join me for a moment? I'm going to show you how you would work out the missing numbers. Okay then, Chili 3, let's go through this and see if we can figure out the answer. It's best to try and work logically and still follow our steps to success as if we were doing the question without the digits being missing. Okay, so let's start with 4 times 8. 4 times 8 I know is 32. So I'm going to place the 3 here that I've carried because that wasn't on the calculation that I had on the screen. Next, I'm going to move on to 4 times 6. 4 times 6 I know is 24. However, I've got a 7 here, but I know that when I add 3 to 24, I get 27. So I need to make sure I put my carry on. Okay, the next part of this is to do the single digit times by the hundreds. Now the hundreds we've currently got missing. I need to stop and think for a moment. I know I've got a 2 here, so that would have to have been a 4. What could I multiply by 4 that would have a ones digit as a 4? Let me think of all the multiples of 4 that I could have. I know that 1 times 4 equals 4, plus the 2 would make 6. And I also know that 6 times 4 would equal 24, which plus the 2 would make this one 6, and I'd carry a 2 here. So I need to think before I put my answer down because there's more than one answer. Now, if I did carry a 2 to here, that would mean that that would have to equal 10. Now I know that something times 4 doesn't equal 10 because 10 is not in the 4 times table. However, I know 12 is in the 4 times table. So that means I believe that this is 1 times 4, which equals 4, add the 2 makes 6. And that here we should have a 3 because 3 times 4 equals 12. Okay then, Chili 3. Now that I've gone through how to find the missing digits in the question, can you give it a go for yourself? Here are questions 1 to 5. Most of them have 2 missing digits, but question 3 only has 1 missing digit. It's the number in which you're multiplying the 4-digit number by, the single digit. For question 6, can you work out the missing digits using the clues? You need to read the clues really carefully. The first clue says, the 4 digits being multiplied by 5 are consecutive numbers. Have a think about what consecutive means, as that is a really important piece of information in this clue. The second clue says the first 2 digits of the answer are the same. These first 2 digits here will be the same number. And the third clue says the 4th and 5th digits in the answer add to make the third. So when you have the 4th and the 5th digit, you add them together and that will make the third digit that goes here. Good luck. I can't wait to see your solutions. And so that brings us to the end of today's maths lesson. Thank you so much for joining me. Please remember to send in your work to the Year 5 email address, as we'd love to see what you've been getting up to. Okay, for now, have a lovely weekend and I'll see you on Monday. Bye!